Chapter 6. Weary of love. Thou hast not called upon me, O Jacob, but thou hast been weary of me, O Israel. Isaiah 43 verse 22. The pained cry seems to burst forth unbidden and irrepressible from the heart of infinite love. Listen, hear him out of the depth of his sorrowful, pierced heart, saying, Thou hast been weary of me. You cannot hear it unless you listen intently, for he is too pained to be angry, it touches him too deeply to be uttered in loud tones. Besides, his heart is so full of love that there is never any room for anger towards his own, his redeemed. Does not the whole of this chapter make us ashamed, if we are conscious that the utterance of the 22nd verse is for us? Surely we have not forgotten the time when we were, it seemed, forever expelled from the kingdom because of our sin. Nor how the king devised means that his banished be not expelled from him, 2 Samuel 14 verse 14, the only means being the sacrifice of his only and well-beloved Son, whom he sent forth to suffer death, the penalty of sin, in our stead. Read the whole chapter, and see how, having made you his own, he pledges himself to guard his treasure from all that may hurt it, telling us that whatever our circumstances may be, he will be with us. And have we not been cheered and strengthened again and again in many a difficulty, by the thought that he, the Almighty and all-loving One, is with us? He goes on to assure them that he will even work miracles for his own. I give waters in the wilderness, and rivers in the desert, to give drink to my people, my chosen, verse 20. Yet this cherished people cared not for him, were indeed weary of him. Who can fathom the anguish of that thought? Can you? Think, there is one whom you love above all others on earth, one on whom your whole affection seems concentrated. You delight in pouring gifts upon her, you do all in your power to shield her from harm, you would die for her, and more, you would be willing to be hated and despised of others for her sake. Judge of God's feelings by yours in such a case, if your love were not returned, if you were looked coldly upon by her, if you were ignored and forgotten of her, if you were obliged to say, Thou hast been weary of me. The Lord hath a controversy with his people, and he will plead with Israel. O my people, what have I done unto thee? And wherein have I wearied thee? Testify against me. For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed thee out of the house of servants, Micah 6 verses 2-5. I will bring you into the wilderness, and there will I plead with you face to face, Ezekiel 20 verse 35. Love condescends to plead with the erring sinner. He reminds them of all he has done for them, and how all through he had nothing in his hand and heart but blessing for them, because the Lord thy God loved thee, Deuteronomy 23 verse 5. And we have been weary of him. There have been times in our life when all has seemed failure, and despair has so filled our hearts that we have been weary of men, and weary too of our loving patient Jesus. Perhaps it is so now with you. What is it that has brought this black cloud over your bright sky? A little while ago your love for Jesus was so warm, you could do or suffer anything for his sake. And now you are weary of him. I have not caused thee to serve with an offering, nor wearied thee with incense, but thou hast made me to serve with thy sins, thou hast wearied me with thine iniquities. Verse 23-24. Alas! Sin has come in, and you have permitted some other love to absorb you and draw you away from your Lord. It may be self-love. It may be some human love. It may be love of the world in one of its varied forms. Perhaps you scarcely know what it is, only you know you feel utterly weary, and wish in yourself that you could die. The Lord feels your weariness of him deeply. With pain the utterance is forced from his lips, Thou hast been weary of me. But, such is his love, he hastens to call his poor unhappy child to rest on his bosom. Come unto me, all ye that labor, literally, are weary, and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Yes, come to him, rest once more in those arms, look up into that face which a while ago was full of grief that you could be weary of him, see it now beaming with tender pity and love. Hear him say, even I, am he that blotteth out thy transgressions for mine own sake, and will not remember thy sins. Verse 25. I have blotted out, as a thick cloud, thy transgressions, and, as a cloud, thy sins. Return unto me. For I have redeemed thee. Chapter 44:22. Sing, O ye heavens! For the Lord hath done it. Verse 23.